All hail Biafra. This is Biafra Liberation Army Network coming to you again. Please do subscribe, like, share, and comment.
Order given by the Yorubas that Igbos must leave Yoruba land. You know, most of us think that this is just a joke. Before anything happens, you know Yorubas don't know how to keep secrets. That young man that posted it and give a date, it is a secret meeting done by the Yorubas to kill the Igbos. I could remember one APC chairman in Mushi, one certain time, warned the Igbos that they are dominating Lagos, and there will be a time Nahakanaga meeting. He said it, warning the guy. I was there. Nahakanaga meeting. When they finish this meeting, they will deal with us. Na yebusi sindi Igbo na Lagos. He said it to my hearing. Not someone told me. He was warning a guy, not me. And I was there listening to him. Na yebusi sindi Igbo na Lagos. So this, their write-up, Igbos must leave Lagos. It's not a coincidence. Is it a coincidence that they are destroying your buildings in Lagos? Is it a coincidence that they are setting your businesses ablaze? So what about this one? We will buy you people. Is it a coincidence? These are the meetings. That the secret meetings that they have been going. 2-3 years ago, the guy said it. Even when Tunumbu have not won, he said, Nahakanaga meeting, Nemecha meeting na. During the election time, the guy was leading people using Ken to flog the Igbo Efulefus in Lagos, who said that their vote must count, who still believe in the nonsense called Nigeria. Even when most of them, I know them to be very good at followers of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, but it falls in the prophecy of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu that at the appointed time, many of you will abandon me. How many of you still talking about Mazen Nnamdi Kanu today? How many of you still have Mazen Nnamdi Kanu as their profile picture today? I just thought about it. You know, all my profiles was my picture. Twitter, my picture. YouTube, my picture. Facebook, my picture. I said, what went wrong? Not even a picture of our leader. I said, okay. I went to Twitter, which is very active, because Twitter is where the message is going viral. Immediately, I changed the picture. I put the picture of Ohamadike. Many of you, Ohamadike's picture have disappeared in your profiles. Even very soon now, maybe today, Facebook will remain so till Ohamadike comes out. I will change the picture to Ohamadike. Though we are not fighting picture freedom, but it is a mark of honor that when people look at it, they will remember this man is still incarcerated. There are people following him. There are people talking about him. There are people speaking up on his behalf. But let Kaikon Nubi Onyaibera. This guy went and designed and posted that Igbos will be pied in Lagos. And to be honest, most of you think that threat isn't serious. And I'm telling you, it is serious. Let me tell you the nature. I have Yorubas in my family. Yeah. In fact, my senior sister, the one that carried me, she's a Yoruba woman. I have 10 Yoruba sisters. Let me say 9 now. 9. But why I make reference to one is because that one carry me. So we grew up in the same village, in the same rural area, which is Biafra land. in Idato, former Imo State. We grew up together. So I know the nature of Ndi Yoruba. When I talk about Yoruba, I'm not talking from outside, I'm talking as insider. They hate Igbo man and they hate Igbo man to their bone marrow. Let me tell you how they hate Igbo man. Do you know that most of you getting married to Yoruba, your children, as in the women getting married to Yoruba, their children is classified as second-class citizens. Nothing well serious, deeply discussed in Yoruba that they will invite them. They will say this one is Omoibo. Are you aware of that? Your children that you gave birth to, and that is the reason why, look at social media. Davido. Do you know that Davido is not regarded as original Yoruba? They call him Omoibo. Omoibo. Because according to them, the mother of the father is Igbo. Davido's mother is Igbo. Davido married Igbo. So they classify them as second class. Now, a good example again is when this governor that the mother is Igbo, came to contest. They said, oh, Igbo want to take Lagos so that they cannot vote for Igbo. They did not even tell you again that the person contesting is not Igbo, only the mother is Igbo. They said, no, they cannot give Omo Igbo. That is how bad they hated you, no matter how you pretend. These people hate you to your bone marrow. Let me tell you, there is one that used to say, oh, he loved the Igbos, he speaks good about the Igbos, he abused his people. Do you know during the election, this guy was saying, oh, that Tinubu is a thief, Tinubu is a criminal, this and that. How can they vote for Tinubu? He's a drug lord, this and that. On the day of the election, this guy was among the people saying that Igbo want to take Lagos from them and they should flog all of them. They are rubbish. Baba Naingo win. Follow them and their sweet mouth to your own peril. Another good example, this criminal here you see, called the Sunday Igboho. Called the Sunday Igboho. People know him, some call him Igboho. Many people wanted to die on his behalf because Yoruba needed freedom. They don't have freedom. They needed freedom and their leaders are not telling them the truth. Do you know what they are telling them? Igbos are your problem. Igbos are the one buying everywhere. Now, they will not tell them that it is the money which Igbos have bought, their buildings that they sold to Igbos. They did not just take it. It is that money that most of them see. Most of them that became something today. It is either one of their property or their two property that they sold to Igbos that made them become somebody. Otherwise, when I even me that is living during the time that I went to Lagos, Ikorodu was a typical bush. Those of you doing business in Ikorodu, I was brought to Agric. The woman that I wanted to marry, her daughter then, took me to Agric, where she wanted me to buy a landed property. And that landed property as at then was sold 150,000. Go to that place now, you cannot even buy it at the rate of 25-30 million. It is well developed. And I look at that place, how bushy the place was then. I have the money. I told them I cannot invest here. It is a typical push. And moreover, there was no time that I have an interest of investing outside Biafra land. There was no time that I have an interest of investing outside Biafra land. They bought three lands as at then. That place, I left. I couldn't buy any. I told them that I cannot invest here. But when the Igbos started buying land, when they started selling, Ikorodu cheap, it was they went, and that place now is a new heaven. Do you know how much that they are selling shop at Agric? You can even rent shop. It's equated to Lagos. Inside Lagos shop, those who shop that you see in Ikorodu markets. And they are blaming the Igbos. The North that comes into their land and live free of charge, anywhere that they occupy becomes their own. They are not blaming them. This criminal here that you see, called Sunday Igboho, a lot of people have died because of him. I read a new tweet where he is saying that the people talking about protest, that there will be no protest, that the people talking about protest are trying to spoil Tinubu's government. Okay, that's right. If you want to talk about protest in Nigeria, it is only when the South becomes president that is when you see protest in Nigeria. When North becomes president, they will never even allow you to march anywhere. They will buy you. Go and check the history of that contraction called Nigeria. Even the North, that they are playing politics. We and the North are one. Doesn't even recognize them. Go to this protest. Tinubu must leave. He's hitting well in the North. Let Muhammad Buhari died, and even his ghost rule Nigeria on hardship. There was no protest. But these Yoruba people who are now saying that they will buy the Igbos in Lagos cannot say that they have taken part on Yoruba must go. On Tinubu must go. We have not. In fact, during Obasanjo regime, this same thing happened. The North were protesting against Obasanjo. In fact, even the Yoruba themselves were protesting against Obasanjo. This same thing that they are doing now, it is the only Igbos again that refuse to take part in that protest. Yet, Igbos are their problem. Am I communicating? Those who know about this story should confirm it. Go and check. During Obasanjo regime, there were protests by the Yoruba people asking Obasanjo to go. Now, if you go to their narrative, they said that they do not love Obasanjo, that it was the Igbos who voted Obasanjo. That is the narrative that they are painting now, and that is the reason why they protested for Obasanjo to leave. Now, when they paint that narrative, especially a Twitter handle called Nonsense, being handled by Afon Jazz to spread falsehood, I have followed them, and that, as an insider, I said, look at this Umokoko, look at it, so ignorant people, that their land have been taken over. Now, that guy painted the narrative that the Yorubas never loved Obasanjo, that it was the Igbos who voted Obasanjo for our own selfish gain. Now, go and ask that Oluku. If the Igbos voted Obasanjo for our own selfish gain, did the Yoruba also flog the Igbos on the election date? Yes, for Tinubu. Did the Yorubas also voted Tinubu? Yes, even the ones telling you that they will not vote for Tinubu, all of them voted for Tinubu. We will not vote for Tinubu, na lie. A Yoruba man assuring you is when a Yoruba man assures you, know that you have nobody. Know that you have nobody. Nobody is assuring you. You are all alone. These people are chameleon. Definition of self-denial. These are the people. I have looked at the propaganda that they spread on Twitter. It baffles me. I have a Yoruba as a family. When you talk about Yoruba, I'm part and parcel of them. because I have my own brother, my own sisters who are Yoruba. But you say these criminals, they are chameleons that you can never find anywhere on the face of the planet Earth. Is it not yesterday that Sunday Igboho was telling you people that even if they give Yoruba man a president, even if that president Yoruba man leave, does it guarantee that Yoruba people are not going to be killed and this, and therefore they needed Oduduwa? Is it not the same person who said all this nonsense is now turning 360 degrees to say that those who are protesting against Tinubu want to spoil Tinubu's government? Well, you know me, I will say it is the truth. Those who are protesting against Tinubu wants to spoil Tinubu's government. That is your own brothers in the north. The people that Tinubu said that they Fulani is Yoruba people and Fulani is one. Do they see you as one? Are they not the people that took a lorry from you? A lorry now is now having a northern emir. Ilorin, if I'm not mistaken, please correct me. Ilorin, where they took from Afonja. Now, I had a rumor that when Tinubu took over, he removed the emir of Ilorin and put Yoruba as the upper of Ilorin. That's a rumor. I have not confirmed that. But even if Tinubu did that, does it take away that Ilorin is now populated by Fulani? Does it take away that now Ilorin, a Yoruba enclave, is now regarded as a northern enclave? Are you understanding me? Many of you who are confusing thunder. Now let us go down to Omoyere Sowore. This Omoyere Sowore. This guy, Omoyere Sowore, is an intellectual who ought to know better, who ought to tell his people the best interest is to exit that contraption called Nigeria. Oftentimes he have shouted revolution. But I want to tell you people one spectacular truth. This thing that Omoyere Sowore is doing today, Tinubu also did it. At a time, the Igbos once praised this criminal, this Aboro, this drug lord. At a time, Igbos who wanted to die for Adams Oshemole, who are also now part and parcel of those who are campaigning against the Igbos. Adams Oshemole became famous during Obasanjo time. He was agitating for this thing. Hardship is too much. This and that. He was the then Labour chairman. Am I mistaken? He was the then Labour chairman every day. Now Adams Oshomole supported Tinubu's regime 100%, despite the hardship. The hardship under Tinubu, let Muhammad Buhari, I mean to say, the hardship under late Muhammad Buhari and his actors, they are still, look, all those Edo people are still Yorubas. Edo have two. We have Igodomigode in Edo and we have Afonjas in Edo. Adams Oshomole is from Yoruba enclave. So this thing about Edo, this and they are the same. Is it not? We have the indigenous Edos, so we have the indigenous Edos before this Ofogoris came to become the king. The king in Edo State is being championed by a foreigner. A foreigner is leading Edo. All those of you, Oba Atobe is there. It is a foreigner who is leading you, a Yoruba man. I don't mean to interrupt in the way that you worship your God or in the way that you follow your own tradition. But what I am saying in this very platform is the truth and nothing but the truth. If if you don't like it. Am I communicating? Adams Oshomole, when at a time Igbos wanted, they were willing to die for Adams Oshomole. But was it not the same Adams Oshomole who was against the Igbos also? It was Adams Oshomole when he took power. This same thing now that this guy is running helter-skelter, he's only waiting for power. They hated the Igbos. So what am I saying? This meeting now, or this league that in Lagos, don't take it as it is nothing. It is a well-planned something. Now, let me tell you people again, before they start destroying your houses in Lagos, I told all these our umokoko, self-proclaimed intellectuals and professors, all these I told them then, when that voice came out, they said, oh, this is IPOB propaganda. There was this ukoko called Obinna. I told Obinna said it's not possible. Now I will Biafra one side. Now it have started. Obinna Baranala Alibo leaving his building. Okay, on a building may occupy. Baranala Alibo. He's a beloved people. Ndibo this is bad. He have run to Ndibo. Locking his shop, locking his buildings. Obarago La Alibo. The most bad and criminal. Look, this nonsense, ndị guy bad name, all these bad eggs in Igbo. Those are the people giving us bad name. There is one called Dibia Konuche. He was on social media. Go and look at the Twitter handle called nonsense. That is shameless old fool called Dibia Konuche. Was there saying, oh, Ndibo is not Ndibo, Ana Nabata Mado, not to any tribe, Nana Nabata Obia, in this life, and on Ndibo, Nkanibia, it was Dibia Akonuche. That fool, I have been on his platform. Immediately I came on his platform, he knew that I'm going to ask him a vital question. He said, I know you, I recognize you. You are the person that prophesies about the coming of Trump, second coming of Trump, whereas it is a fake prophecy. I said, okay. I started asking him questions. Immediately I asked him questions. He removed me. He blocked me and said, this is his platform. And said, this is his platform. The fear for answering vital questions, even from me, that is not... That is, stop that primary threat. They fear to take a question from me. But we will always tell you that, oh, Simon Ebi is not civil. He is not civil. He is not civil. Look at the way. But they that they are civil, that will go attacking Simon Ebi. They that they are civil, they refuse to address that incivility that, hey, I manufacture English because Megan English they refuse to address that incivility. That Simon is. They refuse to address. Show us how to be civil. They refuse to show us how to be civil. Am I communicating, please? I am Onyebochieba, one of it very kind. I preach the undiluted truth. Not about the undiluted truth. Now, throughout, why I'm talking about this is because I was at a time involved in this Yoruba, this useless Yoruba agitation of a thing. There was a time that they will say, okay, those of you people who will go and support our brothers in Oduduwa, they will count. I have always removed myself because I know these people as a chameleon, and I feared for those who are on training, who are on partnership with them then, because these people can sabotage you at any time. At any given time, they can sabotage you. They can sabotage you. In fact, let me say something. There was and I will not mention the scenario for security reasons. There was a meeting had with these people during the course of agitation, partnering with Mazen Nnamdi Kanu during the time Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was on social media. There was a meeting we had with these people. Do you understand? Now, they did not know that we have sent spy, which I was among the people monitoring them. Then they don't know. And while we were there, two people we are passing, and they were making references, talking about the things that have been discussed with them in the meeting. Now, how come these two people passing knew what was discussed in the meeting? And they never knew that we are already seated monitoring things. We went back and said, now wow, look at what we found. People are already discussing a secret meeting that have just been had, not up to a day. Shameless group of people. Shameless group of people. You know they talk, Igbo man. These people don't know messy. Don't know messy. Very, very shameless group of people. Trust them at your own peril. How they see you, they don't even see you as a human being. Courtesy of Fulani voodoo. Look at your Sunday Igboho. Igboho is very strong. Igboho is going to bring freedom to the Yoruba. Igboho is now saying that, the people talking about Tinubu wants to destroy Tinubu's regime, wants to divide Nigeria. So what was Igboho fighting for? That his own best friend was spied by DSS. They were his own best friend. If anyone is doubting, consult Amnesty International. Igboho's best friend was killed by DSS when they invaded his house, and they even arrested innocent cats. Only for this guy to start speaking with those whom he never dreamed of speaking in his life. He spoke with the likes of Obasanjo, with the likes of drug lord Baba Tiftunumbu, with the likes of this. Now all of a sudden he have arrived. Now when you go to, they always play with your own sympathy. When you go to this article, Abubakar, this article, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped. Have you heard an article speaking up? Article married an Igbo lady. Just for political reasons. And that is the reason why I'm ashamed that some of our women. It is true, there is no man. When we advise our men to marry up to 2-3, you people will say, there is no man. If our men continue to marry one, a lot of our women will be without husband. So don't be selfish at this point in time for the survival of the race, Igbo race. Some of you will come and go to Bible. According to Matthew Mpagidere, who is the person that wrote Bible? They told you Holy Spirit. We are in the era practical. Can Holy Spirit be your own Bible? Holy Spirit, they told you it is Holy Spirit because white man know that they can lie to you. Did you know that during our time there are some sacrifices which you will make and you will get up water? And they told you that one is evil. But somebody who comes and tell you that the Holy Spirit is sent to you. Am I communicating? For the survival of our race. Unless you people want the extermination of the Igbo race, is already going into extinction. Courtesy of your stupidity. Please, I'm not abusing you, pardon me. If not the likes of Mazen Namdekano and the likes of Simon Ekpa, by now, where will you be? What is happening in Benue will be happening in every route and crannies. In every route and crannies. Because most of you went to Lagos and forgot whom you are. One was telling me that how he paid for school fees of Ndi Yoruba. That same one who was paying school fees of Ndi Yoruba was threatened by the same people who were school fees. And he was calling the Igbos that day. He was shouting, hey, these people are bad. These people. But the day that I was speaking with him, he was telling me that we are evil. I became a mad person because I was trying to correct him. But when they dealt with him, he was calling the Igbo. The day that they came to pursue them, as elderly as they are with Ken, he saw those whom he brought up, those who paid the school fees for their mother. They purchased the Okoko with Ken and he ran away. Courtesy, your own people are Koronishi. I am a man of Oromi Jews. I preach the undiluted truth and nothing but the undiluted truth. And parts. If a Yoruba lady carried me, trained me, my own blood sister, Bisola, she doesn't like to be a Bisola, by the way. She bears Ngozi. Iboya Bisola, unless a Chorecho Yogu. She bears Ngozi. If I, being part and parcel of somebody whom a Yoruba lady carried, raised, can speak this way, then what about you? What about you? I don't hate anyone, but one thing that I hate is the meandering nature of these people on the Yoruba. In their bushes, Fulani have occupied there. You see the Igbos that are buying them in their own land. They are not even mad at Fulani. Now I will tell you one thing that happened in Lagos during the Fashola regime, the late Fashola regime. You know, in Oshodi, if you use leg to cross during Fashola regime, you will be arrested by Ndekai. So then I was living in Ilebo. I was coming to market. Then I met an Hausa man crossed, you know, that under bridge. The last man was rushing to go and catch him. On nearing him, he brought out dagger. Kai! The last man was also happy. Police were there, they refused to arrest him. They said, oh, leave them, it is their life. But if it is an Igbo man that brought out dagger, they will fire him immediately and it will become a violent Igbo man. A violent Igbo man. Oh, you have left your region. You are now fighting with the security, Lagos State security agencies. But an Hausa man, I mean a Fulani man did it and goes scot-free. He did it and goes scot-free. The police, we are there. What have Igbo done to them? The answer is nothing. Nothing. Is it not an Hausa Okada riders that killed a Lagos State, is it one of the Lagos State task force at Maitu? How many times have Ndi Okada, if you go to in Lagos now, they have banned Okada everywhere, but that might too, they cannot ban Okada there simply because it is Hausa people that are there. Let them go there. Anytime they go there, na riots, they are still applying that route. Riots, they cannot stop it even within their own land. They have said, let Okada not apply express, but if you go to that well-known express, Okada is applying there. Okada is applying there. So you see who is doing it? who is doing it? Is it the Igbos? If it were to be Igbos, they will say, oh, Ndi Igbo. How many times have they fight your security in your own land and told you you will not do anything, including buying a Yoruba man in your own soil? If you go to somewhere called this Agege, some of the touts that you see there are Fulanis in Agege. Some of the touts that you see there are Fulanis. If you go to, what are they calling it? Idi Araba. You cannot mess with Ndi Fulani in Idi Araba. Is it Idi Araba, right? The place that they are selling some of their bakarat in Igboho. You can't mess with them. They are dominating everywhere. Go to their tin can, their pots. It is well known Fulanis taking over. Then the Yorubas are doing hankadede to them. Yet they engineer them. Fight those who are not fighting you, because these people are doing business. What about the people that have systematically landlocked you, taking over your waterways? Are you not knowing that you are now landlocked? That is the reason why they said they will. Do you know what they wanted to do? This waterways bill, they wanted to take their federal criminals taking waterways bill. If immediately they take waterways bill, a Yoruba man can never become president of that Nigeria again. So bet me, sign waterways bill. A Yoruba man can never become president of Nigeria. They will take the water away from you and landlock you. Thank God that you have no place to go. Our own land is 18 nautical miles to Atlantic Ocean. Your own is 60 nautical miles to Atlantic Ocean. So if they landlock you, your own is finished. All this nonsense, it is the waters in Lagos are where Nigerian government and Zeke, the useless Zeke, invested the money. Because Zeke impoverished the Igbos to enrich the Yorubas. It was Zeke who did it. Impoverished the Igbos to enrich the Yorubas in order to appease them. These same people running their mouth today. Well-meaning Okokos. I am a man Oromijus, known as Gracia or the Sea of the Seer. I think I will stop here. But those of you who knew the threat of these Afonjas against us, saying that they will buy, don't take it lightly. This is what they have planned. Be vigilant anywhere that you are. Be vigilant anywhere that you are. Be vigilant. Otherwise, a stitch in time saves 9. They plan to buy the Igbos. Before they started saying it, I have already said it on my program. If you follow this program very well, you will never be confused at the turnout of events. I have already said it. I think I will look for the program that I did before Tinubu took over and told you the plans that they had. If their brother take over Nigeria, they plan to destroy your buildings, plan to destroy your markets, and then plan to buy you finally. That is their final plan in Lagos. And that is, those of you who follow me very long will attest to this also. If you have been long, if you, what are they calling it? You have been given, what are they calling it here? Milestone follower, you will attest to this. These people, may God have mercy. I still remain your one and only loyal Emmanuel Remedios mouth, following who no road. Simon is that man. They are now crying and they are running mad.